Modern Mahjong's Learn the Term series back, and today we're discussing tournament rules. The posts and graphics that we create are based on National Mahjong League Rules. We base them on 152 tiles, and in our visual companion guide for American Mahjong, we go into way more detail comparing National Mahjong League rules with common tournament rules. Before you enter any tournament, be sure to ask the tournament director about specific rules regarding the following topics. If you think of any more that we missed, please let us know. First, what happens if you place a called discard in the sloping part of your rack? At a home game, the National Mahjong League has updated their rules that the proper place to place a called tile is on the flat part of your rack. If you place it in the sloping part of your rack, there's no specific penalty unless your group creates a house rule. At a tournament, if you call a discard and you place it in the sloping part of your rack, your hand is now dead. This is not to be harsh or mean. The reason for this is because tournament directors want to create an appearance of proper playing. They don't want anyone to assume that anyone cheated, so they want tiles that are seen by all to stay seen. So if you pick up a tile to call it for an exposure or call it for Mahjong, take it right from the table and right onto the flat part of your rack. It's good practice to do that at home games too. Next, what about the commitment to picking a tile from the wall? At a home game, you could touch a tile, but if you move it or lift it, it is yours. Now at a tournament, you don't have to move or lift it. As soon as you touch the wall, that tile's yours and you can't change your mind. Next, committing to a discarded tile. In a tournament, when you name a tile, such as 3, when you touch the table, you are now committed. At home games, you have to fully name it to be committed or touch. So touch is the same, but the fully named part is different. So if you say red in either a tournament or a home game, you're committed to discarding because it could only be a red dragon. But if you say 3, since it could be 3.3 crack 3 bam, at a home game, you actually saw you missed a joker exchange. Before you finish that tile, stop, compose yourself, and get that joker. At a tournament, you're putting a 3 dot down and you say 3 and you realize you missed the joker. Sorry, too late. Next, what about payment or penalty for throwing a winning tile? At a home game, there are no hot walls or cold walls, and the person who pays a hot tile actually, unless there's a house rule, just pays double, just like a regular game. At a tournament, oftentimes penalties are based on the number of exposures. Some tournaments kick in penalties as soon as you throw a winning tile. Other tournaments, penalties are based on the number of exposures, usually starting at 2 or more. Moving along. Bonus for self-pick or jokerless. At a home game, Mahjong League rules provide that you're paid double for a jokerless hand, except for singles and pairs because that's already included, and you're paid double for all hands when they're self-picked. At a tournament, it's usually not double. It's usually about 10 or 20 points for bonuses for jokerless and for self-picked hands. Some tournaments actually give you the jokerless bonus for self-picked. So that's a good thing to know before you put scoring down. Moving on to the next, looking at a blind pass. This is not allowed at home games or tournaments. However, at home games, no penalty. Some groups do have a penalty as a house rule. In tournament rules, there is a penalty often of minus 10 points at the end of the round. Moving along, requirement of a current card. If you're at a home game and you forget your card and you know it, or you have it at, a friend's next to you and you could just look at theirs every once in a while, totally fine usually. At a tournament, most tournament directors require you have the current year card. Payment or points when you have a dead hand. Even if your hand is declared dead, you pay the winner as usual. There's one minor exception. In a tournament, if you have a dead hand, you do not get any points if there's a wall game. Using both hands to pick and discard. There's no specific rule about this, even though it does say you should have 13 tiles at all on your rack. So the issue becomes at a tournament, some tournaments have that if you are picking up a tile with one hand at the same time simultaneously throwing with the other, you technically only have less than the full 13 or 14 tiles on your rack. So if you are doing that, you have 12 tiles, your hand could be declared dead. So try to be, if you're a lefty, try to always pick and discard with your left, or if you pick with your left, make sure you are specifically done with one action before you do the other. Moving along. Declaring your own hand dead. An updated section of the 2024 edition of Mahjong Made Easy provides a player cannot declare their own hand dead. It is up to other players to declare a hand dead and verify it if somebody does mention that their hand is dead. In a tournament, you may not declare your hand dead, and actually a lot of tournaments have you call over the tournament director to verify. So we hope that this was helpful going over the differences to look out for during tournament play, and check out our visual companion guide, which has all of these in more detail. We invite you to join us. Our registration's open for our card review. You could go to bit.ly/2024 card review to sign up. We would really appreciate if you check out our beautiful collection of curated gifts and accessories on modernmahjong.com. And here's information about our visual companion guide for American Mahjong, as well as, if you're interested in learning Canasta, Modern American Canasta, the complete guide. We invite you to join us on our social media. If you're on Facebook, join us on Facebook groups Mahjong Community, and we're at Modern Mahjong on Facebook and Instagram. If you have any questions, feel free to email us. Our email address is modernmahjong@gmail.com. Thanks so much for joining us, and have a great day.